everyone, and welcome to this CoLab launch party. It's so wonderful to have you here. My name is Lucy, and I was alumni. I studied at Trinity a very long time ago, Trinity Laban a very long time ago. So for 10 years, CoLab has given many students the opportunity to get creative, to collaborate, and to get some pretty weird and wonderful projects off the ground. It's a festival all about exploration, and it really has been since day one. And this evening is very much a starting point for that exploration into CoLab Digital. So thank you so much for being here. We have two performances this evening. The first is Frankenstein, a perfectly imperfect being that's been bundled together. And you're going to hear extracts read by Jennifer Hamilton. You're going to hear Haviland Wilshire on keys, Joe Townsend on fiddle, and our dancer is Genevieve Grady. And this has been edited together. So this is a pre-record, and we have a dream team who've edited it together. We've got Sam Carr, David Lovegrove, and Ben Lee Grossar. And then we're going to move on to improv on a theme with Douglas Finch and friends, Dominic Murcott, Laura Jerd, and Alex Schramm. And this is where we need your help. So I'm pretty sure that over the past 10 months, you've probably all become very accustomed to the chat function at the bottom of the screen. And we need your suggestions for what these amazing musicians can improvise to. So please do put any words, sentences, themes that you can think of, things that you want to guide this CoLab launch party performance. Please, please, please take this opportunity and put them in the chat. That would be absolutely incredible. So all that's left for me to say is a massive, massive warm welcome. This is just like one of the coolest things in the Trinity Laban calendar. So welcome. And I'm going to hand you over to Mr. CoLab himself, the one, the only Joe Townsend.
Hi, and welcome. Thank you, Lucy. That's lovely. Always great to have you around. So welcome everyone to CoLab 21 Digital Edition. This is the 10th CoLab, and over the last decade, we've seen like more than 800 projects and thousands of students and colleagues at Trinity Laban, all making like different work. And CoLab, well, back in the 1960s, there's a French philosopher called Michel Foucault, and he coined the term heterotopia, not utopia, an idealistic, unattainable ideal, or dystopia, but a heterotopia, a cultural and institutional place that is somehow other, disturbing, intense, incompatible, contradictory, or even transforming, a kind of a space that has its own internal rules and logic. A space once entered into, you emerge somehow changed, like a ship. A dazzling array of different types of things could be utopias: a ship, a music festival, a cemetery, a public bath, somehow a place that mirrors and distorts the way that you think about the world and how you relate it. Anyway, I think CoLab is a place to enter and emerge different, somehow changed by the experience, and the people that you have played with, relationships being formed, and of course new work being made. And CoLab this year is very different, and it's down to you really to define the structure, the rules within it, and what you do and what you make. It's very different because we're in a different place. The world is in a different place, and we're all very, if you like, separate. A creative collaboration. You should be make work. What is that? Is that like the juxtaposition of two contrasting things put in the same place for other people to judge whether that's how that is collaborative, how it's created? Or are you going to try an immersive exploration into the way that other people that you're working with do things? Whichever way you're going to collaborate, CoLab provides the opportunity to meet with people and find and experiment in different ways, take risk, and hopefully have a bit of a good time as well. this year, more than ever, it's important to make that happen. See it as an opportunity, I think, and stick with it. I think sometimes when things are difficult or you've got limitations, you come up with something that is new, something's different, and through digital upskilling, through learning something new, I think there's a real time for doing that. And I think 10 years from now, I really hope that we'll all look back on this CoLab, reflect on a time where for a while we couldn't be in the same space, in the sort of like an icy winter of coronavirus in which we're living at the moment. And actually I really hope that we're all going to be able to say that we made something different together, and we actually made something that was really quite cool. So on with the evening, and thank you all very much.
For this was it a glorious, for this was it an honourable undertaking. You were hereafter to be hailed as the benefactors of your species, your names adored as belonging to brave men who encountered death for honour and the benefit of mankind. Be steady to your purposes and firm as a rock. This ice is not made of such stuff as your hearts may be. It is mutable and cannot withstand you if you say that it shall not. Do not return to your families with the stigma of disgrace marked on your brows. Return as heroes who have fought and conquered. Why you then so easily turn from your design? Did you not call this a glorious expedition? And wherefore was it glorious? Not because the way was smooth and placid as a southern sea, but because it was full of dangers and terrors. Because at every new incident, your fortitude was to be called forth, and your courage exhibited. Because danger and death surrounded it, and these you were to brave and
You must be fit to sink in.
He is. And my phone.
We've been given a big flash.
The same house. The same.
A massive, 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 massive thank you to those musicians. I hope wherever you are, you're giving them a massive big cheer. I sort of still can't believe that I'm in my slippers, in my jogging bottoms, but you know, look presentable on top and get to listen to that. I felt like I was at a gig. So thank you so much for that. A huge thank you to our artists, a huge thank you to our audience for being here. The chat was making me laugh, and I was particularly happy that the red Leicester cheese got spotlighted or put onto the thing. I've like particularly enjoyed that one. So yeah, a huge thank you for being here, and a massive thank you to our two digital producers, Ben Lee Grossart and David Lovegrove. They've been incredible, and this evening would have not been possible without them. So go forth onto CoLab Digital, have the best 2 weeks, take every opportunity, and yeah, until next year, have the best 2 weeks, everyone. Bye.